Oh, perfect.
Now what?
Screw it.
Easy.
Please!
Holy shit. Are we gonna help him?
Put your seatbelt
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Clutch.
What about the guy?
I just finished up The Last of Us. I didn't record a whole heck of a lot of it, but I only recorded a few videos. I mean, I don't do the whole 1 through 50 on my YouTube channels, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what Naughty Dog did with The Last of Us, the remastered. I didn't play it on my PS3. I sold it. The PS3, that is. I knew the PS4 was coming. I didn't know. I was really pissed off whenever I sold it and they released the game, but I'm glad they remastered it for the PS4 and I got it. Naughty Dog did a phenomenal job, and this 14-15 minute video that you're gonna see of what I did is phenomenal. Just you'll see, and what really gripped me was the characters. You had the transformation from Ellie and Joel, and what they did in the game itself. They transformed, and you seen them grow as a team. You seen them grow as maybe like a father-daughter type relationship, but they're not. They're Joel, Tess and Joel were in a city at the end of times with zombies running around, and there's a virus going around, and Tess took a thing for the Fireflies, a deal with the Fireflies for their guns and weapons that they need to survive, basically, in this post-apocalyptic world that they're living in. And Joel was pretty much, he wasn't in it at the beginning. He didn't really want to do the run for the Fireflies, but they caught wind that Ellie might be the savior for the what's going on for the virus. She might, she got bit, and apparently she might be the savior for maybe a vaccine for the virus that's spreading. At the beginning, Joel wasn't. He didn't really want to do it. He was against it. Tess started pushing him. I'm not going to give you details for people that haven't played the game. You need to go out and play the game. If you have GameFly, rent it, do whatever you need to do. It's a phenomenal, phenomenal game. For me, gaming has done a lot. Kept me out of trouble, back in the day. I do it now because I enjoy it. I grew up out of that young stage, but I game for entertainment, basically. You can't go pay $10.50 or whatever it is wherever you're living to go watch a movie for an hour and a half or 2 hours and get the same enjoyment out of that as you did in The Last of Us. I probably have 10, 20 hours in The Last of Us. I can't really remember, but I paid some money for the game, and the enjoyment that I got out of it, of what Naughty Dog did, they brought a group of characters together, and they showed the life cycle of X amount of weeks or months that they were doing this mission, and you were trying to get Ellie to the Fireflies so there could possibly be a vaccine. I'm not going to ruin the ending, but for that time frame that Naughty Dog put it in was amazing. It was, you really felt the transition from Joel being the dick that he was at the beginning and all about business to where he progressed and was befriending Ellie, and you seen her transformation of, you know, wanting to help the world, and that's all she cared about was there might be a possibility for her to help the entire race of people. And I think that was the most unselfish manner thing that possibly Naughty Dog could have put in a video game. You don't see that a lot in the United States right now. You know, all you see is you know, bigotry and things like that. Oh, you're fat, or you're black, or you're gay, or you're this, or you're that. There's none of that camaraderie anymore unless there's something big. Example, 9/11. You know, Americans came together on 9/11 for that one specific goal, and that was because terrorists were attacking our country. That was patriotic to me, but we don't see that on any given moment. You know, we think that we live in a society where, you know, people owe us just because we're here. But if you go back to what Joel and Ellie was going through in Test, and Marlene, which was the leader of the Fireflies, look at what brought them together in that panic. Not so much a together. They were brought together for one purpose, and that was to see if Ellie could possibly have a vaccine to save the world. Joel wasn't having it. You know, he was at the beginning a dick. He was really not into the whole let's take Ellie. You know, he wasn't. You know, he was all about business. Then he started befriending Ellie, and you've seen that transformation too. You've seen the soft side of what Joel could do, and then you finally seen the Ellie and Joel together teaming up for a common goal. Let's beat what we have in front of us. Let's live for today. And that's one thing that a lot of us don't do. We don't live for the now. We live for the future or whatever. But the future is not given to you. You know, if you live to see 80, you lived a pretty good life. You know, we need to stop focusing on the dumb shit, and we need to focus on the now. Friends, anybody that's close to us, you know, they care. Playing this game really solidified that for me. You know, to me, it brings me back to one of my favorite quotes of all time, and it goes like this: if a man wants to lead an orchestra, he must first turn his back on the crowd. And that's true. If he wants to lead the orchestra, he has to turn the back on the crowd. Let's start doing that. Let's focus on the positives instead of the negatives, which we all have negatives and we all have positives. But in the gaming community, what's positive and negative? Good game, bad game. The bad game will always be negative. You know, Call of Duty Ghost. I'm pretty negative about it, and that's my opinion.
You okay?
You know, it got really boring. Titanfall, really boring quick. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm talking about us in our personal life.
You know the drill. Look around, see if there's
You know,
anything we can use.
Sorry about my room, guys. It's a freaking disaster. But, you know, what Ellie and Joel showed me as I was playing The Last of Us was we can come together for one common goal, but at the end of the day, there's always going to be friendships, there's always going to be relationships met. They're going to be built. And you see, Naughty Dog did a phenomenal job of showing that transgression or transition in that relationship between Ellie and Joel. You know, for the people and my fans that played the game, you can understand what I'm saying. It was gripping and heartfelt. You know, some of the cut scenes, you know, at the beginning, Joel was basically Ellie's protector. They both saved each other's lives. They both helped each other out in what you had to do. You know, if you're in a world like that, and I'm not saying it's ever going to happen. I mean, the closest thing that would be would probably be like, you know, a country trying to invade us, but that's never going to happen either. But all I'm saying is that in times like this, it brings people together for one goal: to survive. You know, Darwin said it the best: is survival of the fittest. Now, whenever you're smart and you have the tools to survive, you're always going to come out on top. And that's what leads me into my final point.
Pretty gnarly stuff in here.
Whenever I played this game, Joel did it correctly of what he needed to do to get Ellie to where he needed to be. Did they take risk? Yes. We all take risk in life. I'm not saying live in a bubble. But that life is really no different than ours. There's monsters out there. You know, I'm not saying monsters as in the paranormal or afterlife. I'm just saying in general, people in general, they're snakes. And we don't live in a zombie-filled world, but we live full of just bigotry. And it's sickening to me. You know, we're hating people for this and we're hating people for that. But what would happen if we were in that situation with zombies and we were forced to survive? What would happen if we went back to the 1900s with no power or no internet or no air condition? Could you survive? Could you hunt? Could you fish? Could you build, you know, a garden? You know, could you purify your own water? You know, that's the type of stuff that I look at. And they came together, but I asked the world this: would you come together, or would you just separate yourself and step back and just be a loner? You can't do it. You have to trust yourself, trust your instincts. And I just want to say a good shout out, props to Naughty Dog for this game. This game epitomized gaming for me. You know, it's going to be hard to beat. I know that there's a couple of games coming out. The Tom Clancy's, The Division's looking phenomenal. And I'm super excited about that. But at the end of the day, Naughty Dog did their thing. That's why they won 2013 Game of the Year. Guys, if you have not played the game, play it. Read the cutscenes. Listen to what they're saying. You can feel the passion of what the writers from Naughty Dog put into The Last of Us. And I'm really glad that they remastered it for the PS4 so I could have got to play it. Or I would have never been doing this commentary right now in the first place. I sold my PS3 like I said, but PS4, boom, remastered it. And it's a great game. It's phenomenal. Be looking out, guys, for more content on my channel. I got a lot of good content coming. Madden's coming out. I got some Diablo gameplay for the Xbox One. I'm going to get Madden on the PS4. Be looking out for that. Destiny comes out the 9th of September. So be looking out. A lot of good games coming out. Guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I had to take a couple weeks hiatus, man. You know, I'm coaching Little League football. And Saturday we won our first game. Go Bulldogs. But we won 14-0. Actually, it was 14-7, but the referee gave the other team a touchdown. It was stupid. But we won. We're 1-0 right now. So after the season, which is we got 7 more weeks, I'm going to get back to the grind. Guys, I appreciate you swinging by my channel. Please hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe. Be looking out for my other videos that I'm doing, the Ray Rice scandal. Go check out that video, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.